Can you believe it? It is time for the August 2021 episode of the coolest ball python in the world. What's up, everybody? It's your good buddy Adam from Proper Royals. It is August 2021, and that can only mean one thing, that it's time for the coolest ball python in the world. I got a doozy for you today. Before we get to that, I want to give a couple shout outs to some people that have been really good to me lately, and I got to show a little bit of love. First and foremost, I want to say hey to Casey and his family at K&C Mountain Morphs. Casey has been a long-time subscriber. He shoots me some emails every now and again. Shout out to you and your family out there in Oregon. I appreciate all the love. I gotta say hey to Seth at DD Exotics. Seth was the breeder who had last month's coolest ball python in the world. We missed each other playing some, crossed our lines in preparation for that episode, but he reached out to me afterwards. Excellent dude, incredible collection. You gotta go check out DD Exotics on Facebook. If you did not see that episode of last month's coolest ball python in the world, check it out. I'll put the link at the end of the video for you, all right? You gotta see his amazing snake. And then thirdly, I want to say hey to Stephen and Courtney at Leviathan Snakes up in Aiken, South Carolina. They got a new YouTube channel and they're doing some amazing content. Let me tell you, their production is sleek and I'm watching their stuff. I'm pretty impressed with what they've got going on. Their branding is really strong, production sleek. They know what they're talking about. And then what do I see? I see they got a sunset, like it's nothing. Oh, by the by, got a little sunset kicking over here. I can't wait to see what they come up with. They got some clutches that have just come out for 2021. Stephen and Courtney, good luck on your journey. I can't wait to see what comes your way. Now, this month's coolest ball python in the world comes to us from a breeder named George Emde. George Emde is based out of Daytona Beach, Florida. Another Florida man, just like myself, just down the road. I gotta think our paths are gonna cross one of these days. I hope they do, George. George has been a real gentleman to work with. I reached out to him and he sent me a bunch of media and we got talking a little bit about this project. Real down-to-earth guy and real patient with me out of the blue, calling him up going, hey, can we talk about this thing? Because I got a little crazy YouTube show. And George was very, very cool about it. So George has been at it a long time. Check him out on Morph Market. Look at the caliber of snakes that he is selling. I think there's only like 10 available, but these are no joking around. These snakes don't just pop out of nowhere. This guy has been at it a long time. The caliber of those snakes is excellent. This month's coolest ball python in the world, we're going to do this backwards. Usually I build it up and then pow, do a big unveiling. I'm going to show you this snake and then we're going to pick it apart because this snake speaks for itself. So without further ado, for the first time ever, welcome George Emde and this snake to the Proper Royals stage of the coolest ball python in the world. Boom! Take a look at that snake. Beautiful concentrated orange colors and then that contrast of the lighter whiter spots and splotches on it. I really love this snake, and the beauty of this snake is in its simplicity but in its effectiveness. You don't have to have a million genes going to town. You got to have the right ones that are working together. Believe it or not, this snake is I say only, it's still very difficult to produce, and so I don't want to undermine what George is doing, but this snake is yellow belly, leopard, then orange dream, and the secret ingredient, in my opinion, is the recessive visual lavender that he has got worked into this snake. The snake is just gorgeous. It's so sleek, the contrasts are so high. Let's just start at the nose on this thing. It's got that clean white nose with the two orange pieces coming up, then a big long stretch of contrast on the top of the head there. Then moving back, the orange comes in and it's just so clean and clear the whole way. If you've worked with lavender before, those spots that look white on the surface, those are going to turn a beautiful purple hue over time. And around the edges, there's just this contrasting line that really makes everything pop. I love how clean it is. It's understated. The pattern doesn't look like any other ball python. It's really jumbled up. There's no alien heads. There's no chain links. But you know what? There's also not a defined stripe down the top. This is almost, I mean, it's not quite polka dot, but the leopard is doing really amazing things there. Orange Dream, you know, we focus on Orange Dream that it brings out the orange, but the Orange Dream also is a pattern reducing morph. Combined with the leopard, look what it does. It makes almost just a polka dot look to it. And I've got to think, I have to think that yellow belly is just emphasizing the orange, the lavender effect. You know, a typical lavender would have yellows and oranges already, so I think that's getting magnified. And the leopard really is a dark gene. That provides a whole lot of contrast. So the effect of the dark gene with the yellow emphasis and the orange emphasis is turning this really beautiful burnt orange snake. If I were a Texas Longhorn fan, that is the snake I'd be going for. Anybody that could create an orange and blue snake for my gators, I'll be a first customer, I promise. That's a beautiful snake. George, congratulations creating that snake. I talked to George about the process and how he got there, and George told me, and he sent me a picture of this snake that's an Orange Dream yellow belly leopard, I believe. It might only be a yellow belly leopard, but he was inspired by that snake, and he decided that over time the project he wanted to work on was getting lavender in there, and he hoped that the lavender would accentuate all of these other contrasts that we just talked about. And he made it come true. George said 2021 is the second clutch of snakes like this that he's been able to produce. So back-to-back years, he is producing these. I don't know if it's a world's first. I would assume that it is. I mean, it's just such an impressive animal. I'm excited to see where this project goes. I am inspired to chase this project, and I don't chase too many projects. I try and kind of keep my lane, but I think some really cool things could come of this, particularly down the dreamsicle path, or if you put some enchi in there. Enchi will heighten orange colors and also further reduce pattern. I wonder if you could just work more and more towards a polka dotted snake. The dreamsicle path would be even more difficult because that would be a second visual recessive that would have to go into there. But putting enchi in there, I might have some projects cooking over the next couple of years, George. You've really inspired me. Congratulations on this month's coolest ball python in the world. I want all of you to check out George on various social media outlets. He's definitely on Facebook. He keeps up very active on there. Check out Instagram as well for George Emde, E-M-D-E, George Emde on Instagram. Give him a search there. And most importantly, check out his Morph Market page. Look at the caliber of snakes that he is producing there. George, it's been a pleasure to work with you. I cannot wait to work with you again in the future. I hope our paths meet, maybe even this year in a couple weeks at Daytona. Keep it right here on the Proper Royals channel to see all the things that we get into, and every month to see what the coolest ball python in the world is. Until next time, see ya.